As Russia dragged Ukraine full-scale occupation, West regularly expanded its support Ukraine. There is a giant exception: Western governments refused use large quantities Russian state assets frozen in financial systems help victims. Kremlin.War.At beginning war. G7 countries and allies frozen reserves Russian central bank deposited in judicial regions. He was generously financial and military assistance. However, the chests are not bottomless. He continues to make sure that he will win the war by leaving his competitors behind. It is clear while using Russia's assets to compensate for victims of its aggression. At the same time alleviate burden on Western taxpayers. Since time, Russia's CBR assets remained asleep since that time. Why were the states so reluctant to discuss the issue clearly? It seems to have four concerns in mind. The first one is legal. First, state assets enjoy the dominant immunity within scope of international law and may not be captured. However, international law also offers solution. The vigil assets may be proportioned to major violation of international norms. And there is no doubt that Russia's invasion Ukraine has such violation. There are well-established legal principles to develop strong case, even though it is opaque in the legal advice that they are based on their approaches. They do not seem to have seriously investigated their options. Now should do it, even if are allowed to take over. Assume that should not take this step, because assume that their precedent costs will be higher than benefits, if it coordinates acquisition as much as freeze. All large reserve currencies of world will be included. This will deprive any applicable safe paradise that can escape the Russian capital, instead weakening global financial system. Such movement will be a challenging show of the West's power. The next anxiety is that seizure Russian state assets will form bad precedent that enemy states can use against Western companies.